What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with another Duet Abyss video to do the end game Psyche build guide. Now, this is not going to be like the most end game build, guys. This is more so mid to end game type build, so more accessible for a lot of you guys playing the game right now. Pretty much what we're going to be going over is the demon wedges of the character, the constants, weapon, the team, and showing off exactly how good the character actually is against some enemies. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 4,000 subscribers. And at the moment on the channel, guys, we're at 3,600, and yeah, I would definitely appreciate the support. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. With that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's go over Psyche's skills first, and then we'll talk exactly what I'm rocking for my demon wedges. So for our skills here, which as you guys can see, I don't even have fully leveled up, by the way, we have our first skill here being the Chrysalis Dream Weave. So creates one phantasm and flashes forward. The skill can be used at any time without interrupting Psyche's current action, and in the flamboyant state, the skill is replaced with phototaxis. Now, phantasm is once created, the phantasm continuously slows down nearby enemies after 5 seconds and deals an emo damage to nearby enemies and vanishes. When a new phantasm is created, the exiting phantasm immediately deals an emo damage and vanishes. And then yeah, we have the phototaxis, which is when you charge forward in the air and release 16 ethereal powders, and the ethereal powders automatically lock onto one enemy, dealing a Nemo damage. That's when you're in the flamboyant state. And when a target is afflicted with the powder stigma, ranged weapon damage from Psyche, one stack of powder stigma is consumed to deal a Nemo damage. Now for her ultimate here, guys, this is where you actually enter the flamboyant state and gain the ability to fly. When in flamboyant state, Psyche can only use skills and shoot, and in the flamboyant state, it continuously consumes sanity, and when sanity drops to 0 or the skill is used again, flamboyant state ends. When Psyche's HP percentage is above 15%, flamboyant state consumes HP instead of sanity, and the consumed HP will be converted into ultra shield at a certain percentage. Now the other important thing is as well is that Psyche is going to be, when dealing critical damage, she gains one of the following buffs at random: attack, skill damage, or resolve boost, and increases Psyche's damage, while also making it so that if Psyche's HP percentage is no less than 75%, gain the ephemeral as due, and when triggering the effect of morale / resolve, it regards Psyche's HP percentage as 1%, and this effect can only be triggered once every 120 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis of the kit right there, guys, for Psyche. Let's actually go over her demon wedges now and exactly talk about what I'm rocking for the build. So for the build here, guys, we do have the Resolve demon wedge right here, Typhon's Prime Resolve. This is going to be giving us the attack, defense, HP, 6% resolve, and yeah, it's obviously going to be very strong. Now the next one right here is going to be the Hoster's Whispering Zephyr, skill damage plus 30%. When an Anemo character deals combat skills, it deals 84% skill damage increase for 6 seconds. We do also have the Squall Wildfire, and it's going to be from the Griffin set, so Anemo attack 18%, skill damage and skill range 18% as well. And then we have a bunch of mixtures of Blaze Volition or Blaze Resolve. As you guys can see, these are the ones where you're able to equip multiple of these demon wedges, and you can see here that I have 3 volitions, 2 resolve. Now I think you could either go with all of volition, right? If you have all volition, I think that is going to be very good, but you could also go with a mix and match, and you could do like half resolve, half volition, whatever really works for you. For what I had from my drops, guys, from farming actually Psyche's demon wedges, I was able to get 3 volition, 2 resolve, which I do think is actually very strong. And yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, I don't even have this mod fully maxed out to actually get the +5 for this, but we're still able to rock the rest of the demon wedges here, and this is pretty much the full build right here with as you can see as well, I do have 5 track shift modules on the build, so it is a little expensive, but it is very, very good, trust me. Now moving on to our weapons here, we are rocking for the melee. It's going to be the Epids Abound, so we're actually going to equip this right here. This is her signature weapon you get from Immersive Theater as well. So resolve plus 5% after an Anemo character uses an ultimate skill, grant 1000 Winds Blessing, which increases resolve, and attack speed by 15% for 15 seconds, and each instance of skill damage or ranged weapon damage extends the duration. So you pretty much have 100% uptime on that buff, and you're getting a little bit extra resolve with the attack and resolve damage, which is, in my opinion, guys, going to be better than just a standard stat stick Wayne Wraith. So I actually would recommend rocking the Epids Abound, I guess that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, that's definitely going to be really good. And in terms of the demon wedges, the only one you really need is Piercing Ascent for movement. That's honestly all you really need. Now moving on to the ranged weapon here, we are going to be rocking the Excreduos. This one is the 24% skill damage stat stick, which is going to be improving your overall damage. So yeah, this one's going to be really good. If you don't have this one, guys, you can rock the character attack percent pistol as well. This one will also obviously give you just general attack percent boost, and it will increase increase your damage as well. But generally, I do think this is going to be her best stat stick as her ranged weapon. Now, moving on to Consonance weapon. For the build here on the Consonance, we are rocking max crit chance, crit damage, attack speed, and multi-shot. So you can see here, attack speed on the first mod right here, we do also have crit chance, we have crit damage, and we have 25% multi-shot. So that is pretty much what we got going on, guys, for Psyche here. Let's actually go in the meditation menu here, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here against a bunch of enemies. So I'm going to spawn a bunch of these savage Filtoids again, and I'm going to make it so they're inactive so they actually can't do really anything to us. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys exactly how the kit works. So again, remember in the kit, Psyche actually does not drain sanity, because when she's above the 15% threshold of HP, which she always will be, you're not going to be draining sanity, right? You're only going to be draining HP. The only time you drain sanity is when you're using your skill, because of the fact that the skill doesn't count as like an energy drain in a sense. So you will be using sanity for your skill, but your ultimate itself, the only thing that's going to use sanity from it is the initial cast of the ult. So let's go into the ultimate right here. We go into the flamboyant state. You're going to fly, and you have the ability to just kind of move around and do that. Now, when you use the skill in flamboyant, you guys can see it shows a bunch of AoE, you know, little like butterflies, and they do a bunch of damage, which also boosts your overall skill damage. Now, when I shoot with Psyche, you guys are going to see some crazy damage here, which I'm getting about 20k without any combat AI support. You guys can see that is pretty crazy, and you can use the skill while you're doing it as well. So she has crazy AoE and single target damage. But now, as you guys see right there, our HP on the bottom left, I'll have to remove my face cam so you can see it, but it has actually drained because of the fact that I'm in ultimate. You can see it's still draining, and then once it is done, at that point, it's going to start draining my sanity. You can see now it's starting to drain my sanity. So let me get out of ultimate, and let me put my face cam back, and let's actually go back now to grab our combat AI partners and who we're going to be rocking alongside her. So in terms of the combat AI here, guys, we're going to be rocking a Truffle and Filber, which is going to be one of the mainstays for just general support teams, but because she is a Nemo as well, it actually works in tandem alongside the other character on the team, which is Daphne. So let's actually go over Truffle and Filber here, but pretty much you're rocking Truffle and Filber for the skill because you're getting the heal and the damage percent boost. And remember, Psyche does want healing so that she can keep full uptime on her ultimate, because as long as you're above that 15% HP, you're always going to have that buff, and it's going to be very strong, right? So you always want to make sure you are in that, and you're only draining your HP with Psyche and not your energy, so you have that for the skill. Now, the next character that's going to be on the team, guys, is going to be Daphne, because of the fact on her buff ultimate, she gains a Nemo damage bonus as well on top of the original damage you're dealing with Psyche. So this works for pretty much any character, though. In general, you are getting that boost. And then also the fact that if we actually look at her combat AI, it is going to be giving crit chance to self and allies, and 40% of our base crit chance, which is actually a fairly good amount. And so Psyche is going to be around that 60 to 70% crit chance range with this, and also the base crit chance mods that we have on the build. So that is actually very good across the board. And so yeah, you're able to get a bunch of support from Daphne and a bunch of support from Truffle and Filber. And in terms of their weapons, I would just recommend going with probably like a skill duration one on Daphne, and then for, you know, Truffle and Filber, I think you would want to go with more of a arc light, right? If you run like the arc light, this is going to give you obviously the skill duration, and then it buffs your allies as well. So we can rock this on Truffle and Filber, and you're going to get a fairly good amount of buffs. So let's actually run now with the, you know, combat AI here, guys. So let's spawn Truffle and Filber, let's spawn Daphne, and let me show you guys exactly how crazy this is when we have enemies spawned. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to spawn the enemies at I'll do level 100, so it's like kind of difficult enemies, but it's not necessarily like, you know, just like free enemies, free load here. I'll put them on invincible as well. We'll spawn 20, and I'm just gonna spawn them right here. Let's actually go over here and let's see what they're all about. So I'm gonna go over here with Daphne and Truffle and Filber, and they're gonna do their thing. I'm gonna ult right now with Psyche, and you guys are gonna see our damage here when we do get the buffs here from both of them, that it is gonna start ramping up. Right here we're at about 30k, 40k. And yeah, I mean, look at that, 50k right there, guys, on the crits. And these are level 100 enemies, remember, right? So this is pretty insane that you're able to do that. So yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, as long as you're running it in that kind of setup right there, you will be dealing a bunch of damage. And look at all the buffs at the bottom of my screen, guys. That is a little crazy. So yeah, right here, because I am a I0 Psyche, guys, it is going to be a little bit rough in terms of your healing, though. As you can see, like, because, you know, my sanity is starting to drain right there. These enemies are way too tanky. We're not getting kills. We're not getting energy. If the enemies, here, let me destroy all the enemies, and I'll make them level, like, you know, 50 instead, so it's a little bit easier to actually get it off. But let's say I spawn in, let's say, or not 50, we'll do like level like 80 enemies, right? Let's do 80, and I'll spawn them at that. So we'll spawn the level 80 Savage Filtoids. So I'll do this and I'll make them so they're not active. And let's try this again actually now. So I'm going to move over to the enemies here. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go into ultimate. Truffle and Filbert and Daphne are going to be giving their buffs right there. And then now, as you guys will see, when we actually start to do the damage here, we are doing a lot. So yeah, again, like 40, 50k right there. And that's without Truffle and Filbert actually healing me right now, because Truffle and Filbert hasn't even done the skill yet. They haven't gotten enough energy. But you guys can see the damage is crazy. And another thing to make a note about as well, guys, is when you do get to... Here, let me destroy all the enemies. But when you do get to I1 on Psyche, that's where this team is going to go like insanely strong than it already is, because of the fact that you're actually going to get healing on when she actually is using your skills. So restores 10% of Psyche's max HP and increases Psyche's damage by 35%. So again, this is a I0 showcase right here for Psyche, and you guys saw she's doing like 50k crits, right, which is pretty absurd. So yeah, what I'll do, guys, I'll show you guys the gameplay of Psyche here for what I was able to do in defense. And this is the level 70 defense stage. Pretty crazy that she's able to do the damage she does. And honestly, guys, I will say this character is the best DPS in the game, just barring literally no one else, because this is a I0 Psyche that you guys are seeing footage of. If I had I1, it's even more insane how strong this character is versus the DPSs we have right now in the game at their I0 respectively, right? It's just not even a comparison right now. So right now, in my opinion, just based on how good Psyche was the moment I built her and I took her into just defense, and honestly, I do think in, you know, wave content where you're doing, you know, like immersive theater in the later immersive theaters, that's where you're going to be doing, you know, just crazy DPS with that character. So yeah, no, she is definitely the best DPS in the game. Once you do get her, guys, I highly recommend you build her so that you're able to clear through immersive theater. It took me an I2 Lin at Act 6 to get my Psyche personally, guys. So, you know, I had to go 41 secret letters to actually get it, so it was a little rough. But then again, like once you do get Psyche, your time just playing the game is going to be so much more easier, and the amount of AoE and single target DPS she can do is a little crazy. So there you guys go, man. That is going to be it for the video right there. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about the Psyche build in the comments below. But that's going to be it, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.